everybody, and welcome back to Girls Unscripted. My name's Kate.
My name's Carolyn.
Carolyn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kate. How about yourself?
I'm having one of those mornings that I think every girl can relate to, and I know you can relate to it.
Are you on your period?
No, but that kind of has to do with my story.
Okay, start.
I feel like every friend I've ever had is mad at me today.
Oh, interesting. Okay, didn't see that coming.
But I know they're not.
Right.
But for some reason, I just feel like everyone's mad at me. So the first thing I did was, am I getting my period?
Right.
I'm not.
You're not. Okay,
But
check.
it's one of those things where I'm going camping this weekend and I've been asking a lot of questions in the group chat and I feel like no one's really answering me. And I'm like, why aren't they answering me? Did I do something? Is something wrong? And I'm starting to spiral and I have to keep reminding myself, you literally didn't do anything. This is all in your head. And this is called anxiety, and get the fuck over it. But have you ever had that where you're convinced that someone is mad at you, but you're like, but there's no logical reason as to why they would ever be mad at me?
Yeah, if you played it out, if people were mad at you because you were asking if you needed to bring an extra layer, then that's a weird thing to be mad about. So it's on them, you know?
That's true. In their defense, which again, my friends are not mad at me.
Right. Again, no one is. Just if you go to the theoretical of if they were,
right,
that'd be a weird thing to be mad about.
I have been asking questions all week. And finally, one of my girlfriends was like, hey, Kate, there's actually a doc that we made that's in the group that will answer all your questions. And I'm like, oh, this is the standard, did you read the call sheet type of thing where people will ask questions and it's literally right in front of them. And then I'm like, oh, I actually suck. But you know what? It's okay because I'm going to show up this weekend and bring smiles and positive vibes. And I'm going to work extra hard to make sure my friends who aren't mad at me definitely aren't mad at me.
You're going to be the life of the party and everyone's going to be obsessed with you and say, hey, Kate, I'm so sorry. I didn't respond quicker about the rain jacket thing. I should have said something sooner. And you're going to say, that's fine. Friendship is all about forgiveness.
And that's exactly how I played it out in my mind. So you took the words right out of my mouth. But no, I'm just here to say, Gabbers, if you listening right now have anxiety about something you said or you think someone's mad at you, listen closely. Come on in. Listen closely. They're not. That's my PSA for the day. They're not mad at you.
They're not mad at you. Hey, I'll feel it in the Girls Unscripted chat. You know, I type it away in there all the fucking time.
I know, but you know what? That's a safe space.
Yeah. So I get it.
I know.
I ask so many questions.
No one has had an original experience in this world. That's why I'm I know that people can relate to this. But
absolutely.
What are you doing this weekend?
We are going to San Diego to the Into the Horizon Festival, I believe it's called.
Oh yeah, who's gonna be there?
Well, we're going only for Saturday, so I'm going to see the Chainsmokers and Alesso.
I have heard from shout out friend of the pod, Sydney Bucksbaum, amongst other people, that the Chainsmokers are amazing live.
That's what I've heard. Kyle said the same. He recently saw them in Vegas. I've never seen them, and it's on my bucket list. So we were like, hell, let's do it. So we're going to go down for the night, and he's never seen Alesso, so he's super stoked about that. Sorry, when I say Kyle, my husband, I mean DJ Fucks. DJ Fucks is very excited about this entire experience, so we're pumped.
I do feel like as a millennial, you are almost contractually obligated to see the Chainsmokers live at least once.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want to die and have this not have had happen. And as I get older, I feel like it's a law of diminishing returns. I doubt I'll do it. So now's the time.
Damn, my clock is ticking. I'm going to need to go to Vegas stat because I have not seen those boys yet. But I will.
Let's do it. Vegas. We keep talking about it. August, apparently.
Vegas in August would be horrible.
It's very hot. It's hot, but I'm just saying I've heard it thrown out in the world.
But here's the thing about Vegas. When you go and it's hot, you're not really outside.
Unless you do the pool party thing.
Right, which, oh my gosh, we did a pool party last year, I think. I don't even remember. I think it was in the summer. It was shoulder to shoulder in that pool.
Yeah.
Drinks were spilling in the pool. I know people were pissing in the pool. It was so gross.
But fun.
And we saw Zed. Now that is a show that every millennial needs to see.
Agreed.
It was I was in the basement of a frat party.
Yeah.
But I was in a pool.
I know.
And
I was a little bit older,
and
you know? But I didn't feel it. For once in my life, I felt young and alive.
Until I got out of that pool, started walking back to the hotel, and I'm like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, and then threw up 5 times.
Yeah, the
went to
hangover
sleep.
hit at 3 p.m. I'm like, well, I've just been in the sun all day. Like, I'm not built like I used to be.
It was my brother's 40th this past weekend. Definitely threw up. I had not drank that much in a long time because he had an open tab and we had a huge minimum to hit.
Wow.
So it was like, another bottle of champagne, another bottle of champagne,
Because
another
you were
bottle.
doing him a favor by drinking. You had to do it.
Seriously. And Kyle, he's like, more chicken nuggets, more tacos, more clams. Like, I mean, it was a never ending feast of gluttony. And happy birthday to John.
Happy birthday, John. Carolyn, guess what?
What?
I threw up this weekend, too.
Oh my God. How fun. Tell me about yours.
It wasn't really that exciting at all. I went out in West Hollywood and I didn't feel like, okay, here's the tea. I think I got a migraine from going to the chiropractor because I went to the chiropractor first time ever and I had a headache from it. And she was pushing on some pressure points, right? And she was like, where do you feel that? I'm like, dude, I feel it up my neck and in my head. But she's like, good. That's where you're supposed to feel it.
They're just going to say, yeah. Uh-huh.
So I feel like it was helpful and she did a good job. But I think I just had a migraine. And then I went out in West Hollywood and I was drinking, but I didn't drink that much. I sleep over at my friend Christy's house because I'm like, let's have a fun, crazy night. I never have sleepovers anymore. Sleepovers a lost art. I sleep over at Christy's house. I wake up at 8 a.m. I go, I gotta go. I speed home. I hit every red light that's ever been created. I walk through my door and then I just immediately threw up. But I was really proud of my body for waiting until I got home. So that was.
But you were driving?
It was the next morning.
Oh. I was like okay, this is a horrible story to tell on a public platform.
Oh, yeah. So I was driving super drunk. No, I slept. It was the next morning, 8 a.m.
Got it.
But
okay.
it was annoying because I felt like I didn't even drink that much.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was fine because it was one of those hangover days that was kind of fun. And I caught up on the entire new season of Hacks.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it
nice. I have not watched Hacks. I've heard great things.
Oh,
I've also heard mediocre things.
Carolyn.
Would I really enjoy it?
As a comedian yourself, and as a
That's
woman
sweet that you
that
say that.
you are a comedian and you've done stand-up, I've seen it. It's very good. Highly recommend. And as a woman that's grown up in LA these past 10, 15 years, you'll love it.
I'll love it.
I think you will.
Will it be triggering? That's the only thing.
No.
I don't even know what it's about, to be fair. It could be about pets. I have no idea.
It's basically about this girl who's our age and she is a writer or she's trying to be a writer. She's struggling and she gets a gig writing jokes for this old washed up comedian lady in Vegas that has a Vegas residency.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so most of the show actually takes place in Vegas. Some of it's in LA. I mean, it is a little triggering, a lot of the corporate stuff. And there's a lot of agency talk and manager talk. But because we're out of it now, I'm like, yup. That shit happens and it sucks.
It sucks. The studio on Apple TV is super triggering to me because I used to work with the company that had the overall deal with Seth Rogen's company. So I knew everyone in that. And literally, I felt like I was in it. Oh, God, I just can't watch it.
Hot take. I've watched the first 4 episodes. I didn't love it.
It's fine. I know. I haven't gotten past the first 2, to be honest.
But my friends are like, this is Seth Rogen's swan song. This is the best show he's ever done, the best thing he's ever done. I'm like, okay, but you're comparing it to what? Fucking Pineapple Express?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, one of my favorite movies. I thought hurricane season was over. I love that movie.
Classic. Knocked Up. Genius.
I just watched This Is the End recently again.
So funny.
My dad wanted to watch a family film, and that's what we chose.
Close.
There's a whole there's a whole jizzing scene, and my dad and my brother were giggling, and I'm like, this is, you know what? I'm just gonna be quiet and listen.
Our horror story is I made Kyle watch in theaters next to my mom, his mother-in-law, Saltburn. During the entire scene, I felt so bad because I was one that was really pushing it. I was like, everyone's saying this.
You didn't know.
I didn't know. I just knew everyone was saying it's the greatest indie movie of the year. So I watched it.
Which is true. Look, I don't care how old you are. A sex scene with a parent is weird.
It's weird.
And I don't like it at all.
No, it should be banned.
I don't even want to watch a makeout scene next to my dad. I'm like, you know what? This is where I draw the line.
Yeah, true. I'll take a kiss on the cheek, and that's about as far as I'm willing to go.
Even that's a stretch at times.
Yeah.
See, and this is why we're gabbers, because that was a fun gab.
That was a super fun gab.
Can I say one quick thing?
Yeah.
But it's very important for the gabbers to know. I just want everyone to know, I've waited a couple weeks to say it. I'm obsessed with Below Deck.
Nice.
Do you watch Below Deck?
No, and I was just talking to someone yesterday and I was like, I've got to watch Below Deck because Kyle's aunt is friends with a bunch of those captains because she lives in Florida.
Yeah, they're all fucking Florida based too. That was an interesting revelation.
But which one are you watching and like what kind of boat is it is my question.
I started with Below Deck Sailing Yacht, and shout out to producer Rachel's best friend Heidi, because she was the one that was like, start with this series. It's really good. There's only like 5 seasons. You can skip season 1 because everyone that's on season 1 doesn't continue. But the great thing about it is pretty much the same, the general same people every time. The drama on Below Deck Sailing Yacht is mind blowing. It's like Scandival level. Someone gets pregnant, someone denies it's their baby, absentee father. Like, it is so good. So that is what really got me hooked on Below Deck Sailing Yacht. And then I watched all of Below Deck Mediterranean. That's the one with Captain Jason. Hot.
Yeah.
That's also easy because there's not that many seasons. Now I'm just watching random seasons from, I'm sorry, Below Deck Down Under doesn't have that many seasons. That's with Captain Jason. Now I'm watching bits of Mediterranean with Captain Sandy. And there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff.
Okay. But start with the sailing one.
Start with Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 2. You will not regret it.
Is a sailing yacht a smaller boat than a big yacht?
Oh, that was a question you asked. The boat is small. And that kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm like, I want to see like a yacht.
Yeah.
But because the boat is so small, they all are forced to be so close. Like, the chef is helping them like dock the boat because like they don't have that many people on the boat. Like, I don't know. I liked it. It's a really good gateway drug into the rest of the Below Decks.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to have to tap into that gateway drug vein. Have you been watching Love Island?
Oh my
I know
God.
you have because you've been posting all about it.
Let me tell you something. How have we gotten 15 minutes into this podcast? And this
not
is the
even
first time
mentioned
we're
it.
talking about Love Island.
I know. Can I tell you where I am though, so we can like sync
that's
up?
important.
So I just watched Paige's episode.
Okay, you're almost caught up. I think you're like
Okay,
2 episodes
great,
behind.
great. So I saw the one where she like passed out behind cameras,
Yeah.
and then couldn't come back out to finish it.
Yeah, crazy. She did a good job though. Good little host.
She did a good job.
The online thing is like, Huda's crazy, but Jeremiah's also no saint. He love bombed her. She just wants to be loved, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Watching Huda the same time that I'm watching Jax Taylor is so emotionally draining for me.
Yeah.
I need to watch like a cartoon as a palate cleanser. Like, I finished watching Love Island in the Valley and I'm depressed.
Yeah. That's true. It is very heavy. America is savage I wouldn't break them up, but I guess America is also fun because that was a very fun decision to see how the fallout would come. And man, is it a nuclear fallout to say the least? Oh my gosh, that's where I am now. But it was also so sad to see the couple that got broken up that did get sent home. They were just sobbing the entire time. I felt so bad.
Well, give it another episode before you
really?
feel that bad.
Oh, is she now with the other dude? Okay, that'll actually make me feel better if she is, because I was like, damn, America, y'all are savage.
Here's the thing. Charlie and Hannah had like one good episode, and
That's
now
true.
all of America's like, how could you send Charlie home? It's like, I'll be honest though, I was on the same page as you. I was like, damn, that sucks, because it did seem like they really liked each other. But then I saw someone on TikTok just be like, honestly, and this is no shade, like, good for you, girl, Hannah just wants to like make out with people, like, and as she should. She's on Love Island, like, she'll get over it. But
Love Island is just about kissing. I was thinking about doing a bit on this on TikTok. It's just like every 5 seconds, it's like, all right, now let's all kiss each other and see who gets upset about it. Like, are you comfortable with him?
Right.
Well, go kiss that person and see how you feel about it. It's just all about kissing other people.
well, that was tea, because apparently Nick had a cold sore. And,
Okay, duh. I was like, cold sore Nick.
And then they did that challenge that Paige hosted, and he kissed Alandria first, I believe. And then like 3 other people kissed Alandria after that. So, I'm sure it's fine, but that's another thing.
I'm sure it's not okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing the internet's like, dude, what the
I'll never forget when I first moved to LA and I like went to a birthday thing with like some girl I barely knew. And she had a huge cold sore on and she kept calling it a fever blister. She was like, I have a fever blister. Like, so sorry. It happens when I suntan too much, is what she said. We went out to the club and someone goes up to her and goes, oh, darling, you have herpes. And she goes, yeah, I know. It's so embarrassing. And she goes, don't worry, darling. Everybody has herpes. And I was like, what is LA? What is this?
That sounds like something Lisa Vanderpump would actually say.
Everybody has herpes, darling. Yeah. Like just, darling, oh dear, herpes.
And it's, you know what? Real recognizes real. But yeah, Love Island is really good. I love the memes of like voting for Iris to be with Jeremiah is like the one vote that America can agree on. Like we're the most united we've ever been. And I just, the memes, the TikToks, everything that is coming out of the show is really good. I do hope that we kind of chill with the Huda hate a little bit. I don't really agree with a lot with how she is moving, but people have took their lives on Love Island. Did you know that?
Yes.
On the UK one, once they get out. So it's like, I know it's funny, but I'm worried. I'm nervous.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of heat, a lot of smoke for sure. Which I think maybe just says, let's get some more drama in there. We need something else a little more exciting than just watching like toxicity.
They need to bring some people in. Bring us to Casa already. I'm ready to go.
Oh, here we go. So excited. But we have so much. That's the great thing about this show. Wow, we're only on episode 11, 12. How many are there? Like 60? Like, we have so much longer to go.
All right, let's go into our deep depression hole, shall we?
Let's go into the most depressing hour of television on air right now.
We're recapping The Valley, Season 2, Episode 10. You've been served.
You've been served, goddammit.
So the episode picks up. Jesse is picking up Jax from rehab. I'm sorry, I just think it's hilarious. Jax gets in the car, decked out in Jax's Studio City merch from head to toe.
Yeah, he's no idiot. He's a businessman. He knows it's free marketing dollars. Do it, baby. Go for it. No shame.
He's also probably like, oh, Brits Bar, I'll show them. Look at all my Jax's merch. I also just think he wears that shit all the time, but whatever. Jax says that he was safe in rehab and no one can hurt him. And now he has to face everybody and remember everything he's learned, and he doesn't want to fall back into his old ways. Again, this is just Jax like regurgitating things that he learned about himself in rehab. He says this other times throughout the episode that he's unpacked some serious stuff in rehab. Things that he thought he would take to the grave. I don't doubt that. But like, you're not the first person to unpack things in therapy. That's the point of therapy.
Yeah. He was also like really hung up that no one came to visit him.
Really hung up that no one came to visit him, which I do think Brittany actually did go one time, if I remember. It's interesting because we're now seeing all this play out on the Valley, but we've heard they've both gone on a fucking podcast tour after Jax got out of rehab. And there's obviously Jax's side of the story and there's Brittany's side of the story. But if Jax and Brittany left off as poorly as they did leave off, and if Jax is putting Brittany in danger and Cruz in danger, she shouldn't go see you. Fix yourself and then let's talk.
Did you watch What Happens Live?
I did, sadly.
Oh my God. It was like a public crucifixion of Jax Taylor, and I loved every second of it.
It was still giving him a platform to plead his case as to why he's a better man. And it's just like, he shouldn't have been allowed on.
At least Andy admitted and said that and said, hey, people are mad that you're here, that we're giving you this platform to speak, just FYI. So at least he said that.
No, I agree. Andy did not give him the grace that I kind of expected Andy to give him, and I was happy about that.
Yeah. I think after this season, there's going to be a big talk with Jax. That was my feeling from Andy. If Andy's that visibly upset about it on his show, then I think there are other conversations happening behind the scenes of like, does the audience have a point? Because clearly now we have proof that they know that we hate that we're giving him this platform because it's abusive. It sucks.
I totally agree. And here's my thing. You would think that with the amount of outcry there is about getting Jax off the Valley, they would see all that and be like, we can't keep him on the show. Also, the show ran fine without him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But my counter here is, didn't people kind of say the same thing about Teresa Giudice? I feel like a lot of people didn't want her to be on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And there was a lot of outcry about like getting her off the show, but they didn't. So I don't know. I do think Andy has his favorites. And if Andy wants Jax to stay on the show, he's going to stay on the show.
But he's also kicked him off the show before and he can do it again.
That's very true, actually. And I did see a meme that said, remember what happened last time Jax said, it's my show? And it was the season finale of, I guess, season 8 or season 9, whichever his last season was, where he's in Tom talking to Lisa and he goes, this is why my show is so successful. And Lisa's like, hold on a minute. It's not your show. It's my show. And that's exactly what he's doing now when he talks to Zach in the kitchen. So I think he's setting himself up for failure, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's talking to Jesse about how like, you know, I need to really control my anger. Anger is my real issue. And about 4 minutes into the car ride, Jax says to Jesse, I'm allowed to be angry sometimes. Are you? Are you allowed to be angry? Like, he's upset about this whole Brit Spar thing. It's like, I thought the whole point was for you to control your anger, and now you're trying to justify why you're angry. Like, it's already off to a bad start.
I think Jesse, I hate when I agree with Jesse, but I one thing I do appreciate that Jesse is saying is basically you have to eat humble pie right now. Everyone else is going to be right for a minute and you have to be wrong. And Jax just refuses to take that advice. I feel like if he took that advice, it would go much better for him.
I actually completely agree with you. I thought Jesse was saying great things in the car. Like, no one's giving you chances anymore. You just got to take it. Like, he was trying to be a good friend. It goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, it's to no avail, unfortunately.
So then they finally arrive at Brittany's house, and Jack sees that all his shit has been put in trash bags for, and then he points to himself, trash. Which I thought was funny. Then Jax goes on this rant about how Brittany should not be in their house anymore because no woman needs a 5-bed, 7-bathroom house. You are a woman with a child. Get something that is manageable as a woman. Did you clock how many times that he mentions, like, she's a woman. Get a house that a woman would want. Which, first of all, dude, you fucking stayed in that house by yourself and made Brittany get a new house. It's like, if you wanted a 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom house for one boy, then Brittany could have a 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom house as a woman with a child. Fuck you. That's my first fuck you of the episode.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I also don't really understand what he even means by that. Like, do women, because they're smaller, need less space? Or like, is he scared that women are too fragile to like sweep a big house? Like, what is he inferring here that a woman can't handle?
Yeah, manageable as a woman.
Yeah, like what? What physically is he referring to for a woman to handle? Or even emotionally? What does he mean?
Yeah, I don't get it either. He's just yapping. He also lies about the mortgage being paid off. It's not. Did you catch that?
And
he was like Jesse said something about like, oh yeah, well you haven't paid the mortgage. He's like, yeah, it's all paid off. We know that's not true, buddy.
Still not. And Andy also like mentioned something like that in Watch What Happens Live of like, you said you were going to give her the feed and you clearly didn't. And he was like, no, I'm going to give her the feed. Like he's so good at swerving. It's ridiculous.
I'm giving her the feed on July 21st when the divorce papers are finalized or whatever. It's like, okay, but you've also been saying 20 other times that you did give her the feed.
Yeah.
Also, that's
what we're referring to here.
RSS feed. Like, it's just so fucking stupid. And then this is where Jesse reveals that he is having a party at his house. He's letting Zach basically host Benji's welcome back party. Jax is demanding that he go to this party, which is weird because it's not only Brittany's best friend's party, but it's Zach's party who you don't obviously like.
I thought it was nice of him to do that, but I also was like, what? I also wouldn't be surprised if he did it just because he wants people to see how cool his house is.
Oh, 100%. That's exactly. Jesse's like, yeah. No, also Jesse wants to host the party, 1, because he loves his house. 2, because then he knows Michelle won't go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like a big party that's at his place that she's left out of.
Yeah, 100%. Which, by the way, good boundaries, Michelle. If you don't want to go to Jesse's house, I mean, it is your old house. Like, I don't think I'd really want to go there either.
No, I wouldn't want to go either.
Now we see Zach picking up Benji from the airport because he's finally moving to LA. They complain about airport traffic again. We talked about this in a past episode. Zach is right. You might have to really love somebody to pick somebody up at LAX.
During rush hour, yeah.
And Zach is basically bitching to Jasmine on the phone about Jax. Dude, you know what's fucking me up? Zach and Jax sounds the same. There's Jax, Jasmine, Jason, Janet. We need some variety in the names on this show. It's really confusing, but that's just a personal...
And now they're trying to add Jenna. She was here this episode again. Did you see her?
And now they're trying to add Jenna. Wow. I don't think I can handle it.
I don't think I can either. They need a diversity.
Oh my God. Just someone change your fucking name, please.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, take one for the group and go by
Jax
like
changed
Karen.
his name to another J name. That's not helping me.
What was his original name? Oh,
Well,
Jason.
Jason.
Right, I forgot.
And yeah, basically, Zach is just bitching about Jax, and Jasmine is saying we need to give Jax the space to show that he's changed. Janet said the same thing on the Vile File. She goes, yeah, we didn't really hold Jax's feet to the fire. We wanted to give him an opportunity to show us that it worked, to show us that he changed. And I do appreciate that from them. I think that's nice, but newsflash, it didn't. So you guys are wasting your time.
Yeah, but that they held the space to see, and that's what's important.
Yeah. We have a scene at Aaron's house, and what town does this man live in? It's a gorgeous yard on a gorgeous little street.
Oh, I didn't even notice that part.
He
I don't
looked
know.
like he lived on like Wisteria Lane on the fucking Universal backlot.
Was it a big house?
It was kind of like here's the thing, Carolyn. It was a house in Los Angeles with a yard.
Yeah, that's true. So at least some wealth went into that. You know, Kyle and I drove through, it's the place over by you guys. That's like the little neighborhood that's like, it's not Culver, but it's like Beverly.
Oh, like Beverly Wood?
Yes,
Yeah,
that place. It kind of looks like Beverly Wood to me.
Okay, maybe. I'm sure we could figure this out.
Maybe.
I'll DM him. Where do you live?
Yeah.
Oh God, now we're gonna start a Where Do You Live Valley edition like I did for Vanderpump Rules.
Where do you live? Where do you sleep at night?
They have a talk. Basically, they're just talking about how like good of a relationship Aaron has with Isabella. Michelle is already discussing her and Aaron possibly getting engaged and married. Now, look, I don't know their timeline. I don't know when they started dating. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut about this maybe being too soon. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, okay? No opinions here. But Michelle does talk about her mom's health and how her body is deteriorating and that she had to ask Jesse via email if Isabella could spend more time with her grandma, and Jesse said no.
Yeah. I'm glad we get Jesse's side of the story down the line because it makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
But when I first heard that, I was in disgust and wanted to like throw up. That was so gross.
Right, and that is why you need to hear both sides to every story. Now, I did put in my notes, what are the terms? Because maybe Michelle is asking for like extra Isabella time, like so that Jesse has like no time with her. And I could understand him being like, I don't want to fully give up my daughter for God knows how long, whatever. Yeah. We don't know what went down in this email. Then the boys have a boys' night at the Smokehouse in Burbank. I've been here. It is right across from Warner Brothers.
Classic establishment.
The boys show up for Jax. And here's the thing. Jason is still mad at Danny for saying these mean things about Janet. But Jason does say, look, dude, we're going to put our shit aside. We're here for Jax.
No, he says, we're not good, but we're here for Jax.
You're right.
I loved how he phrased it. He was like, got your text. We're not good, but let's go have some steak.
You're right. And you know what? Good for him. Like,
exactly.
say your shit.
Grown men.
During this conversation, Jax has all his boys and he's talking about his rehab, blah, 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 whatever. The one thing that I thought was kind of fucked up, I guess, is Jax asks the guys to hold him accountable. Is that a thing? Like, I'm not really familiar of like what you are or aren't supposed to do when you get out of somewhere like rehab, but I'm like, that's kind of an unfair burden to put on them. Like, hold yourself accountable. Don't put this on them. Because by the way, Jax, it's impossible to hold you accountable for anything.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to hold you accountable for your own sobriety when the next sentence out of your mouth is, oh, but I'm still drinking, by the way. I'm still going to drink. I'm just not going to drink that much.
Yeah. In his mind, I think he was just saying it to be like, I want to prove to people that I really mean it. Look, I'm going to even tell my friends, call me out. Friends, call me out if you see me, I guess, doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like, because the next thing he said, like you said, is that he's drinking still. So I guess the sobriety is for drugs only, which is fine if that's all he needs it for. But I have a feeling he might need a little bit more than that.
But then on Watch What Happens Live, he says, drugs and alcohol were not my problem. My ego is my problem. My narcissism is my problem. My manipulation is my problem. I'm sorry, I don't want to assume. But the way that Jax is talking, I guarantee you he's going to be back to drinking. Maybe he won't go back to being on drugs, but he does not think that drugs were his problem.
Well, Andy asked him if he's relapsed at all since leaving, and Jax had to think a good minute about it. Did you clock that? He was like, I could see his mind being like, do I tell them or no? Do I tell them or no? And he's like, no. I did not since rehab now.
And he says he's 201 days sober, but he is drinking.
Yeah, so what does What does it mean?
What does it mean? So now Jax is kind of yelling at everyone for the Brits bar thing. And Danny does clock his ass. And Danny says, why are you so angry after just getting out of a facility for 30 days to deal with your anger? I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Danny for saying that.
I'm a dick in this. I don't know. I still maintain, I'm like, I don't care if it was Jax or if it was whatever. If the day they're coming home from rehab, like Andy said, he has a friend who like they were coming home from rehab and the first day is like one of the hardest days because you're back in the wilderness and thrust into everything. And so like, I feel like there could have been a more sensitive way to do it. Now, do I think Jax reacted appropriately? No. But just let the record show, if my ex, no matter how horrible he was, I don't think I would do that. I don't think, but I can't say for certain.
To play devil's advocate again, this is my favorite discussion though. It has now been confirmed that not only did Jax have his phone the whole time, he was allowed out of the facility like once a day. Like he wasn't like locked up. He went to his and Brittany's house and covered up all those cameras. Like he was still around.
That's true. I just think it's just escalating the problem. But I also think he deserves it. So, you know, there's two sides to every story.
Totally. Two sides of the token. Jax also brings up that he heard about this whole Danny with the tequila in the pantry situation. And then this leads to Danny and Jason starting to fight. Jason feels like Danny's apology wasn't genuine. And then Jason just is like, he's done. The way that he's fighting and arguing, like this is real. Like this is not put on for TV. He does not like Danny.
Yeah. Any semblance of trying to like keep composure around the topic has been burned down by this point.
Right. And then this leads Jax to tell Danny, I do think that you have an issue with drinking. Keep in mind, this is, 12 hours after Jax got out of rehab himself. So I can understand Danny feeling attacked by all of this. If I may provide a theory, maybe Danny genuinely doesn't feel that he has a drinking problem. And maybe he doesn't. I just think they're annoyed by Danny, to be completely honest. I think they think Danny's annoying drunk and sober. So I think they just don't like it when Danny gets drunk because he gets extra annoying. Now, I'm not minimizing what he did with Jasmine and what he did with Jasmine's girlfriend, Melissa. I'm not minimizing that he can be dark side Danny, but I think the bare bones of it is that they just think Danny's fucking annoying when he drinks.
You've been saying this for a while that you think no one likes Danny. Like you get the spidey senses that everyone hates Danny. I didn't pick up on that, but now that you've like said it a few times, I watch it and I'm like, that would kind of make sense.
I mean, Danny has like one friend in the group really that he does one-on-one hangs with, and it's Luke.
Right. That was also just by circumstance. Like that was because of Kristen and Nia.
And remember the whole storyline last season was like Luke felt like he didn't really have any friends. Like,
yeah.
Like I think that they were just drawn to each other. I agree, and I think that they are friends and I like IRL and do like each other, but I don't know. I just think that they don't like Danny. I really do. I'll stand by that. I'm not saying I don't like Danny. I like Danny.
I was thinking about it even this episode, but I was like, why would Jax sit next to Danny on the end? And I was like, well, I'm thinking way too hard about it now because like they probably just sat down. But I'm curious too. Do they actually just not like Danny? They kicked him out of the group chat. We know that.
That's right. Because he was narking on them to his wife. And like, That's another reason where it's like, I'm sure they were like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah. I'm curious beforehand what the friendships were, but we do know Nia was a friend of this group before all this happened, right?
Yeah, I think they all were.
Yeah. So it's not like he's like new blood that they're like having to get used to.
Yeah.
He's been around.
Now we're at Jesse's house, and this is Benji's surprise party. Brittany reveals that she hasn't seen Jax since he got out of treatment, but he also hasn't reached out to see Cruz one time. Keep that information in your head because it will be useful later. Zach and Benji arrive. Jasmine put so much effort into doing this surprise party and forgot that she left the sign by the door that says, "Welcome home, Benji." So as they're all hiding in the backyard waiting to surprise him, the surprise was ruined the moment he walked in the door, which I thought was so funny.
That was very, very funny. Oopsies.
A little oopsie. Nia pulls Janet for a chat to basically talk about what happened at Britt's bar. And I know people don't like Janet, but I did kind of appreciate that she doesn't beat around the bush. And she's just like, yeah, I did speak about Daniel behind his back because I thought his actions were horrible. And of course, Nia's like, horrible? What? And then Nia's like, he only had 2 seltzers that night, which I'm sorry, Nia, I love you, but we saw it on camera. Like,
Yeah, it
he
was
did
more
have
than two
more than that.
seltzers.
Like,
Yeah.
I could see them also being annoyed with Nia. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, he was drunk and annoying. Just admit it. Like, he had more
Yeah.
than two seltzers. He was annoying. And you go back in the footage, and even she's like, Daniel, stop.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just be fucking real.
Yeah. And I think she thinks she is being real because she says, trust me, like, we're dealing with it in our marriage. And that's like pretty much all you need to know. So I think that's, in her mind, all she is required to share is that, like, they're dealing with it and everyone should fuck the F off. But it's hard to fuck the F off when cameras are following you everywhere for a reality show.
Exactly. Like, I am reading between the lines of Nia of just kind of being like, just leave us alone. We're dealing with it.
Yeah.
I see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stop talking about it. You're attracting attention to it.
Janet just can't fucking leave it alone. She
Can't
just
help herself.
She can't help herself. Jack shows up at the party, and it was funny. Someone made a comment about how, like, it got, like, silent the moment he walked in.
Yeah.
He starts chatting with Kristen, and I love how Kristen was like, Jax, you can make eye contact with me when you talk to me.
Yeah. That was a weird conversation.
It was a weird conversation. He's obviously going off, telling her all the things that was wrong with him in rehab, blah, blah, blah. He does have this line that he says to Kristen, which is my second fuck you to Jax Taylor of the episode, where he goes, I saw Britt's bar, and Kristen's like, dude, just let her have one moment. And he goes, her moment was the past month.
Yeah.
It's like, he
Fuck
just
you.
doesn't see Brittany as a victim at all. Oh, and then he says, sorry, this was the real fuck you. I hope she's been spending a lot of her time with Cruz.
Yeah. That's where Kristen, like, really jumped in, especially in the confessional.
I hope she's been spending time with my son. Dude, she only spends time
what
with
do you
your
think
son.
she's been, like, what is that even inferring? That she's hanging out at Britt's bar all the time?
I think he's trying to make it seem like she's all fucking all these dudes and bringing all these guys home and just neglecting Cruz. Oh my God.
It's just a manipulation tactic. And that's what's also crazy is, like, he is also self-aware and very admittant that he likes to control things and manipulate things. I'll watch What Happens Live. He was like, it's just another control thing. I have control issues. I like to manipulate. Like, he's very aware of what all he's doing. He just can't help himself as he does it.
Mm-hmm. Totally. It's like he can talk the talk, but he can't walk the walk.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Nia, which I really appreciated that she brought this stuff up with Jesse in such a calm way. I just do think Nia is just like a genuinely nice person too.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like Nia and Jason are very similar, where they're just nice people that really aren't cut out for reality TV.
Yeah.
And that's why they get so upset when like shit is brought up to them, because they're like, I would never do this to you. And it's like, and that's why you're not good for reality TV. You're too nice.
Yeah, exactly. And she's very well spoken. I mean, obviously she was Miss USA, so
Yeah, true. But she is very well spoken. You're right. So she brings up to Jesse that Isabella should be spending time with her grandma, who may not be here next year, which she isn't. Jesse claims he had no idea how sick Michelle's mom was. And Jesse does say that he thinks that they need to have a conversation with Isabella about mortality and life and death, because he is afraid, which this is valid. Like, you know, she's had to go through her parents separating, her parents not living together, her parents bringing new people into their relationship, and now a sick grandma, and he just feels like this might be too much for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Valid, but I am just kind of like, dude, let the kids see her like sick grandma.
Yeah, totally.
Like, this doesn't need to be like a fucking seminar. Like, just let her see the grandma because she's dying.
Yeah. Let her see the grandma and figure out the mortality stuff later. I mean, the mortality stuff is definitely conversation. I've had to watch my brother go through it with my nieces because their dog died a year ago and they didn't know how to tell them, because you have to bring up the concept of, oh yeah, you know, this place that we brought you to called Earth, you're not going to be here forever, and neither am I. Neither is anyone here at this table. Like, it's a weird thing. And it was weird for me to come home, I remember, like, that next month, and hearing my 3-year-old niece be like, Bear's dead. And they, like, you know what, like, you're 3 and now you know what death means. That's a sad thing, but it's a conversation. But I think you're right. And, like, the mortality part of it can come later. The important part now is that she sees her before we have to have the mortality conversation.
Exactly. Like, let's not put off her seeing her grandma, who knows how much time she has left, because you haven't had a chance to bring up this very hard topic to your daughter yet.
Yeah.
Okay, now we get to the juicy part of the party. So Jax is in the kitchen, just chatting with someone about his fucking time in rehab, who, again. And Brittany walks right in front of Jax. No eye contact, no speaking. So awkward. But I get it. She doesn't want to talk to him. I don't blame her. Here's where Zach walks into the kitchen and he starts chatting with Jax. And he does start off kind of, I am proud of you for doing the 30 days in the rehab.
I love Zach.
I love Zach. Number one guy in the group.
Yeah, he is making such a strong showing this season. I thought he handled this conversation perfectly. Like, he started it with acknowledging that what he did was hard, and then you could tell he had trepidation that it would go left quickly, and guess what? It went left very quickly, and he had great slapbacks with it, so I loved it.
100%. The conversation was nice for about 0.5 seconds until Zach completely reads Jax to filth. Jax says that he's journaling, and Zach's like, oh, is your journaling rage text to Brittany? Zach is really pining for that number one best friend title in Brittany's book. The past couple episodes we've been saying that maybe Zach feels insecure of where he falls in the lineup of Brittany's best friend. He's earned his number one spot in this episode.
Yeah, he came up to bat in this episode and he hit a home run to prove that he is the number one fan.
I would say he hit a grand slam. He ended the game.
He did a great job. When Jax says, my show, and walks away, which again, as we've already mentioned, he's done this before in other shows and got kicked off said shows. But with Zach's response of, it hasn't been your show for the past 30 days, clap it up. Clap. It has not been your show for the past 30 days because you know where you were, a mental institution, because you could not handle your shit with your wife.
I think that might be that will go down in the history books of one of the best Bravo quotes of all time. It wasn't for 30 days. The way he says it, and you know what? He was right.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. And they got along just fine. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah, I think it was a big... Jax got some humble pie this episode, too. Yeah. And we'll get to... Oh, my God, what's the name of his burner account?
Well, we can get to it right now, but Frank Drummond. Frank Drummond. The account still exists.
The account still exists. Sorry, we'll get there.
So now we're at Brittany's house. Oh, and the scene ends, by the way, of Zach screaming outside, "You can all unclench your buttholes. Jax Taylor has left the building." He is so funny.
He's a very funny guy.
So we get to Brittany's house. Jax is moving out. Jason and Schwartz help him. I did notice that Schwartz is wearing a soft bar hat, which is Carl Radke's bar, which was love the support.
Pick up on that.
Love the support.
Love that.
Jax is telling the guys that he can't contact Brittany and ask her about Cruz, so he's gonna email her. That was my third fuck you of the episode. There's probably more fuck yous than just 3, but this was another one that stood out to me because I'm like, you're gonna sit here and be like, well, I can't contact Brittany. She wouldn't talk to me at the party, so I'm just gonna have to email her and ask her if I can see my son. If you really wanted to see Cruz, if you really wanted to talk to her, you would have went up to her at the party and been like, hey, real quick, I really want to see Cruz. Let's work something out. But you didn't. You never went up to her. She was right in front of you. You never went up to her.
Yeah, well, he says that he was blocked, and she's like, he wasn't.
He wasn't
blocked. Brittany, he could have messaged her at any point.
Brittany reveals that Jax, she unblocked him, and he hadn't tried to reach out to her. He's gotten his haircut. He's gotten Botox. He's been doing a bunch of stuff these past couple of days. Never once did he reach out to Brittany about Cruz. But he keeps using this "she won't let me see Cruz" thing to villainize Brittany and to make him look like the victim. I think he's purposely not asking her to see Cruz because if he does, she'll say yes, and then he has no leverage over her anymore.
Yeah. I will say, if I were fresh out of the slammer, the first things I too would get done are Botox and my hair done. But I don't have a child.
That's hilarious, actually.
I don't have a kid, so it's a little different.
That is so funny. So now Jax is out. Brittany's back in the house. Jax threw out a photo of Brittany's father with Cruz. That has nothing to do with him. I don't know why he would do that.
He's so insane.
Brittany does cry when she sees the empty garage, which is proving to me like she does care. This is not easy for her.
Did we need proof of that? I think this is like her worst nightmare of anything that could happen. She wanted this marriage to work so badly that she stayed with it for however many years.
You're right. You're right.
She tried literally every fucking thing she could until she couldn't.
She couldn't. So she's at the house with Janet. And this is where it is revealed that Jax has an online alias/burner account under the name Frank_Dremin_, where he comments on posts about him positive things about Jax. For example, he's a legend is one of the comments Frank Dremin has posted.
Frank Dremin. And I also love that I'm watching What Happens Live. He was like, I named it after some movie.
From the Naked Gun.
And then Andy was like, the team just told us that that's not the name of the character in that movie. And he's like, well, whatever. I made it.
He couldn't even get the fucking burner account name correct. Yeah. He wanted to name it after someone from Naked Gun, and their name was actually Frank Drebin, not Dremin. So that makes it even funnier. But yeah,
Literally.
I mean, and even in this scene, Brittany is like cackling to Janet, which was like such a like cute little like girlhood moment where they're giggling over the fact that Jax has even DM'd Brittany on the burner account by accident before, which that happens. Like I have like a million Instagrams, right? I have my personal, I have my reality TV one. I'm logged into Girls Unscripted. I managed an account for my old job. And sometimes you forget that you're logged into that account and you'll like DM someone something.
Oh, I do it to you all the time. I'll like message you from Girls Unscripted or like from whatever and be like, hey, this isn't me. Or I'll post, at least he hasn't posted anything. I think the whole thing is so funny. And that he was careless enough to DM her from it. To just like chew her out too. It's so on brand.
He's an idiot. There's so many scenes this episode, but
yeah,
we're almost
This
done.
was a long episode.
It was a long episode. That's funny you say that because I actually like at one point I'm like during the housewarming party or Benji warming party, I was like, this is probably almost over. And I'm like, oh my God, there's still like 15 minutes left. What more could we possibly see?
There was an extra like 15 minutes for some reason.
Okay, so it was a longer episode than normal.
I mean, normally it's like 44 minutes, isn't it? And this was like 56.
Yeah,
so.
okay, I think you're right. And then we go to Danny and Nia's and they're discussing having more kids again. But the one positive thing is that earlier in the season, we did learn that Nia was struggling with fertility. That's why they had the whole acupuncture scene. And she learned that she got her eggs checked and they're healthy and she's good to go. And I think that's great.
I didn't realize she was my age. She's my age.
How old is that?
She's 35.
Yeah. The thing about it is they all seem so much older than us.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but like I don't. And I think it's more like me realizing I'm much older than I think I am inside. I'm like, oh, I'm literally at their stage in life.
Well, it's kind of funny. I had a similar thought at Benji's like Benji warming party when they were all like sitting around talking. And I'm like, God, they just seem so much older than us. But like the age range of the people at this party is probably very similar to the age range of people that were at my birthday party the other weekend. But it couldn't be more different.
Exactly. Like the circumstances are so different.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're different paths, different strokes for different folks.
That's the difference between the Valley and Culver City, baby. So then Luke pops in to discuss Luke proposing to Kristen. And this is where we learn they're going on a trip to Maui, but it's being set up as if this is Danny and Nia's trip and they're inviting everyone. I'm sure production really were like kicking themselves of like, fuck. Danny and Nia are going to be the ones inviting everyone and everyone is like mad at Danny and Nia right now. So it is kind of unrealistic that like Janet and Jason and Jasmine are going to want to go on a trip with Danny and Nia, but they have to because this is the cast trip and they just have to pretend like they're all friends.
Yeah, it's a cast trip. It doesn't matter if it were like Satan that was like, we're going to Maui. Everyone goes to Maui because everyone wants to go to Maui. Everyone wants to go to Maui.
And for people that don't know, the people that aren't that familiar, and myself being one of them, I remember when I moved to LA, I just thought Hawaii was so close to California. It's a good 5-hour flight.
Originally from Philly. I mean, it's a lot closer than that.
Well, yeah, I just think that's a fun fact. I remember being like, oh my God, I'm going to pop over to Hawaii so much when I moved to LA.
Oh, see,
I just thought it was a lot closer and I just wanted everyone to know that.
I'm on the opposite end. I'm like, oh my God, it's so close to LA. It's like a 5-hour trip. Because from Tennessee, it was like you had to take a plane over to LA. It was like, going to Asia.
That's true. There was a couple stops in between.
Like we were talking about going to Maui recently or Hawaii recently, and our friend found like a $200 round class ticket. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. And that is crazy because Hawaii can be expensive.
Yeah, it is an expensive city.
And just when I thought Kyle Chan could not be more involved in this friend group, we learned that he actually watches Luke's gecko when Luke is out of town. That is the most random thing I've ever heard.
I need Kyle Chan to be a castmate. Do you think he wants to be? Do you think he would take it if offered?
Yes.
I think he would.
I think there's a reason he hasn't been offered. But he's been quite featured. I mean, he was the series finale of OG Vanderpump Rules, was his gold party.
This has been great for business.
Yeah. And Luke always wears, I saw they came out with the Valley reunion looks, and for Luke's, it said like jewelry Kyle Chan designs. Like they support their man.
Also, he got a big ring. That's like a $50,000 ring.
He did get a big ring. Did you see the Valley reunion looks?
Some of them.
I gotta say, I'm obsessed with Janet's dress, and the internet agrees. The internet
really
agrees. Janet's dress it's probably right on her Instagram.
Okay, give me Janet. Oh, slay! Hey, Janet Caperna.
I mean, look, it's brown. That bitch loves brown. She's always wearing brown. But I just think she looks really good. I think it's a really good dress on her.
This whole thing is good. I also think her confessional look recently is really good.
All right, then we have our final scene of the episode. Jax's condo. My first note, nice place.
Nice place. My second note, not next door to Schwartz, next wall to Schwartz.
Literally next door neighbors. They couldn't be closer.
They literally could lean over and be in each other's spaces.
So in this scene, Jax gets a ring at the doorbell where he is served with divorce papers. And his immediate thought is, oh, this is about the podcast. Right? Why would he think that?
I was like, okay, well, what's going on with the podcast that you think you're going to be served at your home over it? Oh my God, his life is such a wreck.
He's just like obsessed with this whole RSS feed thing. It's all his brain can think about. It's all about the feed. It's not about the feed. It's not about the feed.
It's about your marriage.
And Schwartz basically has to explain to Jax what everything means. He literally like opens the thing. He's like, oh yeah, it's divorce papers, and then goes right on his phone. And Schwartz is the one that's basically like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like the custody thing is a little, and Jax is like, wait, what's it say about custody? You would think if this man is so concerned about Cruz and his son, the first thing he would say is, what does this mean in terms of custody of my son? But
and she asks for full custody. And he's like, is there a bullet point list of things of what full custody means? There is, Jax. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, read it.
So full legal and physical custody means one parent has the exclusive right to make all major decisions about a child's upbringing, and the child primarily resides with that parent. So basically, they would have complete control over everything the kid did, and any visitation with the other parent would be based on primary parent's consent.
And that is exactly how it should be.
Yes.
Because Brittany is a good mom. She's not going to keep Jax away from his son, but she's going to regulate when she feels Jax is okay enough to see Cruz. I think
she has good discretion with that.
And that's the thing. Yeah. Even when he read it, he was like, okay, well, yeah, at least I get to see him sometimes. Yeah. He still doesn't even know like what. Schwartz is literally explaining everything to him.
Schwartz is great. I love how he was like, I was literally kidding. I didn't think it would actually be divorce papers.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Schwartz is funny. There was another flashback to Schwartz when he's like watering plants and he talks to them. And I was cracking the fuck up when he's watering the plants and going like, yo, baby, like drink up. It's the weekend. You're not driving.
Schwartz is great. Now that he's not with Katie, now that he only says positive things about Katie, I really appreciated how he went about that on Watch What Happens Live. Him and Katie have a good friendship, which is very good. He needs to just separate himself from Jax and Sandoval, but I don't think he knows how.
He doesn't know how. And I think he couldn't even if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like Jax has like really attached himself.
I mean, he's his next door neighbor. And then in this scene, Jax honestly thinks that we're going to feel bad for him when he says, imagine coming out of a facility, getting slammed with divorce papers. It's going public. Jax, I don't need to imagine it. I lived it. I saw it. I saw how you treated Brittany while you were in that facility. I saw how you treated Brittany and everyone around you before you went into that facility. I don't feel bad. I actually think she should have slammed you with divorce papers while you were in the facility. She actually gave you grace waiting a week after you got out.
The confessional was so funny. His eyes were so big and he was just like wanting a reaction from the producer so badly that he was like, yeah.
Yeah, validate me.
Validate.
Isn't it bad? Yeah.
Really bad, huh? Yeah, super bad.
How about the cinematic masterpiece that they tried to do at the very end of the episode? When Jack says, I guess it's safe to say, these are no longer the best days of our lives. These are the best days of our lives. What producer was like, I got something for you here. This is gonna hit. Jax, say this.
No, you know Jax woke up with a start in the middle of the night and was like, that's genius.
You know what would be sick?
Yeah. Do you get it? It's like Vanderpump Bro. It's like the end of it. I can see it.
But see, the Valley theme song is It's Alright.
Okay, I realize we've never discussed this. Why haven't we discussed why the Valley song is so bad?
Because I skip it every time. I've never watched it in its entirety. It's horrible.
What the hell is the Valley song? I don't even understand what they were going for. Like, what theme? Who's singing that? Why are they saying it's all right? Like, what?
And that's the only lyrics, isn't it? It's all
just,
right.
It's all right.
Now that I think about it, those are the only two words in the entire theme song.
Like nothing about life or like, I don't know. At least VPR was like, it's the best days of our lives. This is just saying it's all right.
It's bad. It's giving Life is a Highway. Like it kind of sounds Rascal Flatts-esque.
Which I love Rascal Flatts, but you know, not for this scenario. You know, there's a time and place.
Life is a Highway should have been the theme song. I don't know why. Because you have to take a highway to get to the valley. I don't know. I just feel like it would fit.
That is so, oh my God, so many double entendres.
Life is a freeway. That's
Life is a freeway. Life is the 10. Life is the 405. Life is the 101.
Life is the 405. Life is the 101. Wow.
Deep stuff.
I'm not, you know what? We'll have to rework the Valley theme song. They'll probably pull a Summer House. If you remember, Summer House used to have a theme song and then they just were like, fuck it.
I totally forgot.
I think but dude, all of the theme songs on Bravo are pretty good. The Valley is bad.
It is trash.
Let me see what the Summer House theme song used to be.
It sounds like a mistake.
Because I feel like the Summer House theme song was bad and that's why they ditched it.
It's all right.
Okay, here's the thing, folks. I was just searching high and low. The Summer House theme song has been scraped from the internet, but I did see a video of a girl singing it where it's like, we never stop. Does that like ring a bell at all?
No. I think my memory has blocked it.
And that's how it should be for the Valley theme song. We should completely black it out of our memories. It's horrible.
We should pitch some new ones.
No offense to, imagine if the person that made the Valley theme song is a gabber.
Look, again, it's a time and place thing. If that song were in a different context, maybe it would slap. What's a song that it's all right? I don't know. A song about show about redemption. I don't know. It's a horrible song. I'm so sorry. Try again. Yeah. Art is trying and failing and trying again.
Exactly. On that note, I can't think of a more beautiful quote to end on. We were really gabbing this episode, and I had a great time.
This was a gabbity gab day, and I really appreciate it.
This was a gabbity gab with a capital G, and I loved it.
With a hard G and a solid E. Gabbity gab.
Gabbity da dee dee do do dee da dee dee do. That's our theme song. A hamster dance remix.
The hamster dance?
A hamster dance remix. Gabbity da dee. I'm off the. Can I just also say, by the way, we are still in the AM. It's not even noon yet, and I feel like we're both off the walls right now.
We're off the walls, and we just dated ourselves so much. Raise your hand if you remember the hamster dance song at home. We're with you. We love you. Those were simpler times.
Raise your hand if you had the Hamster Dance CD that had the Hamster Dance on it plus 2 other tracks that were just different versions of the Hamster Dance. For those not watching, my hand is still raised.
Catherine.
I love the hamster dance. Hampton and the Hamsters. That's their names.
Hampton the Hamsters?
Hampton and the Hamsters.
Oh, I'm glad they had a group. They
Here's
had
the
a
thing.
community.
I may not know the Summer House theme song, but I know every word to the hamster dance. Come
Well,
on,
are they
everybody now.
words?
Here we go. It's a brand new version of the Do-Si-Do. Just stomp your feet and clap your hands. Come on, everybody. You know, we got to go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
I almost hung up on you. Love you, Gabbers. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week.
Bye.